on Thursday, September 2nd at 10 a.m. to hear what's on the menu from Celebrity Soul Food, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA, The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Wednesday. Galen, with us for another 10 minutes. He joins us from Atlanta, brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and Just Shipped. Galen, with a situation like we have in college football, where players now can get their own likenesses, they can make money off their own likenesses and stuff. I saw a report yesterday, and this is the kind of thing I like. A local tennis shop in Chicago, Illinois, they've reached out, and they've actually, and I didn't think this would happen. That's why I like this story. They have talked to the number 1 and 2 tennis player at Northwestern, and they are working a deal with them to be the face of the tennis shop that, it's a big tennis shop there in Chicago, and they've reached out, and they're paying these 2 tennis players to be, for their likeness and all, to promote the tennis shop and how it promotes tennis and Northwestern University and everything. I didn't think that it would happen to the lower tier sports. I'm kind of very happy that there are entities that say, hey, we sell tennis rackets. They got tennis players at the college level. There's an opportunity here. I didn't think that. I thought it would be strictly football and basketball. I'm glad I was wrong.
Oh, but we've already got signs where it's swimmers, it's divers, it's and again, we're not talking about a large amount of money.
No, the tennis players are making $500 a semester.
Right, but it's in every sport, I think.
Yes, every sport could do it, but I only thought that the money making sports would be the ones that people would go after. But volleyball's getting people. Volleyball people are getting money. I'm very pleased that that's happening.
Oh, I'm not. Money talks, and gymnasts will jump on board, right? Because the other thing that sells out the O-Dome is UF gymnastics. So, I'm not surprised by this at all. I think, again, I really think it'll filter down. I always have. You let the money talk. You stay out of the way, and let these people decide their own future.
Okay, so with that being said, what is with likenesses being able to be, and student athletes being able to work their own deals and everything, what really job does the NCAA have?
Well, let's see what happens with the Big 12, right? Because if the Big 12 truly disintegrates and the SEC becomes this super PAC, the super conference, which they're talking about,
right?
And this is real. I read an article where the SEC could be 4 different divisions.
Yep.
Right, in 5 years.
Yep, 6 teams in each division, 24 teams.
And they could have their own conference. They would have their own playoff schedule.
Certainly.
And be good and not even worry about the
and get TV. Look, ESPN now would pay to. It's not a national champion.
They already have.
It's the champion of the SEC, and if it goes to 24 teams, if the other teams don't want to get on board, TV will still go out of their way to make sure SEC gets broadcast.
Hold on. There's 2 championships, right? There's the coaches poll,
right,
and then there's what they call the BCS. But we know that certain national, there's all kinds of national champions.
Certainly,
there,
Sports
right?
Illustrated gives a national champion. Yeah.
Right. And so you look at the history books, you only think about the ones that over time you're like, okay, well, this team was obviously better than that one, so I'm going to degrade that one. It's exactly what would happen. And the issue is the ACC and the Pac-12 are stuck outside going, what are we going to do? Because they're really the only 2 conferences left
Right.
with any real pull.
Because some of the ACC is going to get swallowed. Some of the ACC is going to get swallowed up by the SEC Super Conference, and some of the ACC up in the northern area is going to get swallowed up by the Big Ten Super Conference.
If the Big Ten does a super conference, it'll be interesting who they end up going to. They go to the West Coast. Somebody's got to go to the West Coast. Somebody's got to pick up the Oregon, the USC, or the UCLA, right? And then does Florida State go in the SEC? Florida State's flirted with the SEC for 30 years.
I heard a situation the other day that I said, as dumb as that sounds, it's not implausible. And it was this guy, he laid out a map where there's only 2 super conferences. Not 4, 2
Correct.
super conferences with
Correct.
like 30 teams in each conference. And they divide it up where it's, 8 teams or 32 teams in each conference. They divide it up 8 teams in each division. You get 4 division winners. You play those down to a champion using the existing bowl games, the Pool and Weed Eater Bowl and everything. Play those down. Get a champion from one of the divisions, from one of the super conferences. Get a champion from the other super conference using the bowl systems, and then those 2 play in a college Super Bowl type game every year. And as implausible as crazy as that sounds, it's not implausible.
Well, I don't think they'll get the 32 teams. I just think that's too much. I think they'll get to 24. I think they'll get to 24 fairly quickly, because you're going to struggle to get 32 teams in each of those conferences. You're going to struggle to get 64 viable teams that are going to be willing to put in the minimums.
Because right now in the Big Five, when you do the math of the Big Five, you end up with like 52 teams. If you do the Big Five.
Yeah, but how many of those are viable?
Well, I know that's the thing. Some of those are going to fall by the wayside, so you're going to end up with about 46 to 48 teams that are viable. That's 2 conferences. That's 2 conferences. 24 teams each conference.
Honestly, what are you going to call viable? You cannot, because you're going to have to. Because one of the things you're talking about is everybody's entrances are the same. So you're going to take out the Vanderbilt. You got to take out the Wake Forest. You got to take out the Duke.
Got to take out the Rutgers. Got to take out the Northwesterns.
Stanford's out, right? And so you have all of these other little pieces that are a part of that are going to make it very, very difficult for you to get anywhere near a 48 number. Because it's also an economic impact. The travel schedule for these teams is going to be higher than what they're currently used to.
Yes, but Galen, the TV dollars will more than cover that.
If you continue to win, and depending on how they displace the
money. No, because the leagues, it'll be 2 super leagues, and they'll divide the money up between the teams.
No, they won't. That's one of the things I read. Is that it's going to be a graded system.
Oh, okay.
So depending on how you finish is depending on how the money goes out.
Well, maybe do it like they do in soccer in Europe, where the bottom 4 teams every year get replaced by the top 4 teams from the lower tier.
You can't do that.
Well, I know, but that would make it fun.
That would destroy recruiting and destroy programs. I don't think that's fair to the fan base either. So there is a graduate pay schedule. So that means you're going to have to be committed, and you're going to have to run your program at a certain level and in a certain way. And by the way, it's not just football, Tom.
No, it's basketball, baseball, volleyball, swimming, track and field. Yeah,
all sports.
Oh yeah,
all sports are going to have the same requirement.
Yeah.
So there's this issue is far from over. Well,
I still think that the job of the NCAA from this point forward, and this will be the last on it, and then we'll get where the Bloodmobile is going to be. I still believe the job going forward of the NCAA very soon will be just to oversee tournaments and national championship tournaments in all sports, and oversee tournaments and police tournaments. I don't think the NCAA is going to have any teeth to enforce anything. They'll just be the tournament directors. Hey, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile?
No, it depends on if they use them as a clearinghouse like they currently do. But it's not that simple. The Bloodmobile today, we're actually out in the villages, so at the Walmart out there on Wedgewood Lane, so come see us there. Or as always, right there on the boulevard, give the gift of life, donate blood.
Thanks, Galen. Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, all.
We'll be right back after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. It's time to get that new look started. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. Humidity is not your hair's friend. It causes your hair to capture moisture and leaves it looking dry and unhealthy.